A rare occurrence.
Oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
I must not even got it. I just sent it back, I'll do it. But I don't, all I did was just read over it real quick. I got you. Oh, I mean, I think it's fine, it's a good idea. Maybe try. There was a lot of Nicole in there. I can ask you. No, you got 2 more. We're still in May all day.
Oh, really?
Just yesterday. Yeah. That's the way to go.
How are you?
I'm here. How are you?
How is your man?
He's fine.
Oh, what did he do today?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I know who
Was
took
he
the back
asleep
out.
this morning?
No, he got up with me when we went for a walk.
Oh, good.
I mean, it's not that he wants to stay asleep. He just wants to stay home.
Yeah.
I mean, immediately, as soon as it was like, I don't have to go to work, it's like, you know that relaxed look that you see on everybody that retires and comes back? Yeah.
You mean pull the chair back?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we don't, I guess we got one too many.
Unless you need separation.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
I mean, I don't, nobody else is, I guess because Mark doesn't like to sit with us anymore. So.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. I know he ran some errands, and I know he did it on his motorcycle, but other than that.
So how long is your honeydew list? Like
Right.
Oh, I give him a month before I write it down, but he knows what it is.
That's a treat.
He knows what it is.
Hey there.
Oh, Shay, the appeal is, I need to defer it. The new business, yeah, if you just, I need to defer it to the next meeting.
Raise that chair up so you can Carolyn.
she was a low ride. There you go. Now she can sit up like a big girl.
The lady.
What time?
The lady called and said, I'm right there last night. In my truck. Like, called us like 3 o'clock. So what's that? 9 o'clock.
Yes.
I didn't have to with them right then, but I got time now on my truck paid.
Nice try.
Maybe send her back to us. I said,
Oh, I was just thinking about that today. There's the email.
He's going to pay for a window.
See, my bush hog went all the way down to about 57. She said it happened right in front of Walmart, so I don't know.
A lot of design in Louisiana.
We get that every time we cut, somebody comes up.
Yes, I had to talk to the county and find out some questions that our liability adjuster asked.
And park it a certain thing, you have to.
The date
Every
where it was
time.
put in.
On the water cars, the other cars.
Sidewalk
Dust on it.
To call this meeting to order, please rise for the pledge and invocation.
We bow our heads, please. Lord God, in heaven above, as we're gathered here tonight, give us the wisdom, the guidance, make the right decisions for the citizens of this community, a great community which we all enjoy living in. May we continue to make it bigger and better. God, as we just celebrated Memorial Day, the observation of Memorial Day, throughout the year, may our prayers and thoughts always be with the men and women who have died for this nation. Father, be with the ones who are wounded and affected. Heal them and be with them, and we pray for them. God bless this great nation. For all these things we ask in your holy name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Make a motion to accept the agenda, Mr. Mayor.
Second. Motion by Mr. Impey, second by Mr. Blackman. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. All right, first up, we have agenda public comment. If anybody would like to address the board for up to 3 minutes regarding any specific item on the agenda, you may come to the podium now. All right, and seeing none, we will go to old business. Item A is a resolution expressing the official intent of the city with respect to reimbursement of expenditures made in connection with the cost of construction, repair, improving, equipping, and adorning of various city facilities. Patty,
I'm sorry.
can you give us the rundown on this one?
Is this the loan time?
Yeah.
So this is just like in the water department. We had already started getting the water towers done, but we haven't been to get our loans yet. This is just making sure that any funds that we expend before we get the loans can have a 60-day look back to reimburse the funds. It's just a safety net because we've had a couple other vehicles come in for the chief and we've got a couple other vehicles we're going to pick up. This just makes sure when we decide on the loan, which we'll do in the next 3 weeks probably, that we can go back and reimburse general fund, the water department. We're not looking at 1.5, we're actually looking at about 900,000 for loans. They just write it bigger than we need.
And I make a motion to approve 4A.
All right, motion by Mr. McGill.
Yeah.
Seconded by Mr. Bellman. Any further discussion on this? All right, we'll need a roll call, so Mr. Gill.
Aye.
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 All right, motion passes. Thank you. All right, and next up is to discuss insurance premium rate increase for Tacony Building and upcoming lease renewals.
I think Vicki, she was kind of working on whether or not, since the building cost went up, should we add that into the renewals by the footage by what these buildings are costing?
For the insurance premium increase. And I believe the leases are expiring at the end of this month, is that right?
June 30th.
At the end of June. So the premium on the classroom and cafeteria building went up about $10,000, $9,975. And then the gymnasium and classrooms went up about $2,500. I don't think we've charged any rent on the gymnasium classrooms in the past, but one of the entities has recently started using a couple of those classrooms.
So do you have it broke down for each, because we have 3 tenants?
We do not have it broke down at the moment between what we did a total increase of 36% is what the premiums have gone up for the entire building.
I think they're just asking, are y'all comfortable with raising the leases to offset the insurance before they put a lot of work in it? Is that correct?
Well, one thing I briefly discussed with Nicole is that the tenant that is to begin paying July 1st at the rate they're going to pay would cover all but $480 of that increase. But yes, we need to look at an overall picture as well to make sure it's all covered. We're just talking about one portion here.
Yeah, this is mainly the yearly rentals, not our, not our building rentals. This is just trying to make sure that we're collecting enough money that those buildings are standing alone.
Why did the increase come so high? Is that because we made the claims this past hurricane?
That was the question I was fixing to ask.
I mean,
No,
that's
multiple reasons.
It was multiple reasons.
Was it based on use?
The value of the building.
Two reasons. The market was pushing it, the rate increases because of the multiple hurricanes and disasters we had in the country. And whether it's us that gets the payouts or not, it affects the whole market. Two, they, every few years you do new reevaluations on the building. The state comes in along with our insurance carrier, and they look at our buildings, and based on current market values, and our, what was the increase?
I think they raised it like $17 million. Yeah,
So
I mean, it was a lot.
17% for both of them.
Our properties that the city owns, increased. Yeah, you're right, it was right at 17% each. Valuations increased 17%. Market increased 17%. So it was a combination of different factors. We've been doing well with our insurance rates over the last several years, and unfortunately, markets are an up-down thing, and this is an up year, unfortunately.
Mike, do you have any idea what the value of that economy is?
It's up there if you'll scroll down a little bit.
Yeah, let's see, classrooms and material, or classroom and cafeteria, real property, 3.5 million. To go gym and classrooms, 1.4 million.
That's the current, well, that's the current right here. And then if you scroll to the top of the page, you'll see what the new.
What's the deductible on those two buildings, on that building?
It's a deductible for all buildings is $40,000 for a wind event. So there, it's now it's 3.5 million. It was at 2.8 million as of last year.
This last claim in Zeta came in like 303,000, and we got like 261,000 after the $40,000 deductible. So it's a aggregate deductible.
Cost of doing business is going up, that's the problem.
Yeah, during the meetings, we looked at a number of options, including even 2% and 3% deductibles, and it was the savings was just negligible. I was shocked at how little savings there was, and that's why we remained with the $40,000 deductible.
We weren't going to save maybe $12,000 to add a whole nother 1% plus the 40,000 aggregate, and even so, it just wasn't cost efficient to go that route.
I think that's really, you know, is a big deal about it, is that, you know, that building, worst case, the roof was probably being where it's situated, it's not going to flood, and the worst thing is going to be the roof. You know, you're paying that much money for basically to insure a roof.
We discussed that with several buildings. That's pretty much what we're doing on a lot of them. And, the savings, though, to take just one building off,
We don't hardly have any flood insurance. This is
Well,
all
no,
just.
but that's what I'm saying. I mean, where that building is, I mean, that's the worst case scenario. Well, I'll say worse. I mean, you know, anything can get flattened, but I mean, that building, the way it's built, it's got single pane glass. I mean, I'm sure some glass can break, but the roof seems to be the thing that's going to get damaged.
And that's $40,000 deductible. You know, I mean, where do you stop insuring? You know, where is it not worth it?
Well, we removed 2 or 3 items that we thought probably would not have anything to save $38,000. We are still seeing a $88,000 to $100,000. No, we knocked it some because it was $100,000, but we removed some. So I'm not sure exactly where I didn't review it before I came in here. But it's mainly that they made us go up on the cost of the buildings. I think that's the biggest hit.
Well, and then
Now,
the
in
market.
a storm, it's not like it'll be 40,000 per building.
But it's
No.
aggregate.
The storm is just 40,000.
Yeah, it's aggregate.
Yeah, it's what aggregate, yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I did, in Katrina, how much damage was on that building in Katrina? Of course, you wouldn't know,
That wasn't one of our buildings.
wasn't much.
No, that was a school building at that time.
Yeah, the school had it at that time. Like Ricky said, it's in a location where nothing could go wrong with it except.
I mean, I'd like to see a breakdown of this to know exactly what we're doing, and what the increase would be per tenant.
Okay.
I think they just didn't want to go through and work that all up if y'all are not willing to consider that we pass that on to the renters. Is that correct? Because it's going to be quite a bit of work to get that footage broke down to who should pay what.
It absolutely needs to be passed along. We don't need the taxpayers subsidizing these rentals.
I guess it would, I mean, if the board had a breakdown, probably be easiest to, for everybody to make an informed decision. Can y'all get that broken down and sent to everybody's email for the next meeting?
We'll try.
It's my real estate woman.
I'll try.
Yeah, it's my real estate lady.
Or, you know.
Per room, yeah, I'll break it up per room.
Per square foot.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get the square footage.
I don't know if the
but I
renter
can
should
say
subsidize the increase.
how many classrooms
I don't
each
see
person is renting, and the
making a
total number of classrooms, and the total number of increase divided by the total number.
We'll try to make sure it's divided out correctly, yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Next up is actually the appeal for 9341 Meadowview Drive, which will be deferred. to-
Yeah, I heard from the applicant today, they had a conflict come up with work and would not be able to attend, so they'd like to defer to the 15th.
Is that Ward 1 of 6?
5, yeah. Yep, so they had a work conflict and yeah. So they've asked to defer it.
All right, well, with that, we're to the consent agenda. Anybody have any questions? Consent by Mr. Gill, second by Mr. Bellman. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, and department reports. Anybody have anything for the docket claims? Motion approved. All right, motion by Mr. Aldermen. Second by Mr. Papania. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. And the budget report. Anybody have anything for the budget report?
Make a motion to accept the budget report.
Second.
All right, motion by Mr. Alderman, second by Mr. Gill. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, we got a tree appeal, 10 Davis Pike.
Yes, I had denied this property owner to remove a tree that was probably within 10 feet of his shed. I didn't see where it was causing any damage. I did allow him to trim the limbs that were close to the top of the roof. But anyway, they're appealing my decision, and I don't know if anyone's here to speak on their behalf or not.
Which one was
10 days, right? 10 days, just the very back.
It's 6.
That's Mike's representative.
No, I had no contact from the property owner.
They're not here, so.
Said he's too old. He said he's too old. They said Tom to keep trimming the tree. That's what his letter said.
I just don't see how that supports cutting the tree down.
Should it state the cost of having the tree pruned regularly and fixed income and cost of removal fee should it?
And you allowed him to remove the one in the front?
Yeah, the one in the front was close to the house. I mean, it was within probably 3 feet of the home. And he says this tree's causing foundation problems in the shop. I didn't see anything inside the shop to say yes or no whether it was. He didn't have that on his first application. He just had the, basically what she just read.
So you got a picture of one in the, that you denied him on?
It should be on,
Should we give him an opportunity to present that?
Is that it,
there,
Darryl?
or-
that's up to y'all. I mean, I'm good with it either way. I mean,
If it's causing foundation damage, we need to see the evidence.
Yeah.
Is it up there now?
it's,
He's based on, based on what he's stating on
That's it?
paper, why he wants to cut
Is
it
that
down.
the shell or the house?
Cut the tree down.
Yeah,
That's a shed on the house now.
Darryl, is that a
Pretty
conventional
close.
foundation or concrete slab?
it looked like a slab. And I, like I say, there was no one there, so I wasn't walking in this shop with it closed anyway the day I was there.
Unless he can bring documentation to us from an engineer saying that tree's, I can't see.
I agree. If he can bring the proof that it's damaging the foundation, I'd consider.
Could we just have it deferred to the next meeting to contact the property owner?
that's what I'm thinking.
I'll make a motion to do that, defer to the recess meeting in June, and give the property owner a chance to bring the proper documentation.
All right. Motion by Mr. Impey, second by Mr. Cox. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
I will, I'll contact him.
All right, and discuss tennis proposals and position.
We're going to pass on that.
We're gonna pass on that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that needs to be deferred to the new.
Yeah, to the new administration.
New board.
All right. And now we've come to general public comment. If you would like to address the board for up to 3 minutes, you may come to the podium now. And just state your name and either your address or your ward, please.
Paul Gergen, Ward 5. I'd like to thank the Board of Aldermen for the past 4 years for what they've done in fiscal responsibility and also increasing the rainy day fund. And the three of us, speaking for the three of us, Republican Municipal Executive Committee, we pray that the trend continue, that you watch over fiscally, do not get into things that you haven't done before, and continue to increase our rainy day fund. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Anyone else who would like to address the board for up to 3 minutes?
Hey, Bill Moore. I just wanted to give a shout out to my favorite festival that's coming up on Saturday at the Red, White, and Blueberry Festival, 10 to 2, I think. Ice cream and strawberry and blueberries, and it's a lot of fun, and it's free, and bring your family and everybody coming out. One of the things we're doing this year is Sing River Hospital is going to have a booth and provide, I think, both J&J and Pfizer vaccinations for anybody who wants to get it. So just spread the word out, and please, because our county is currently, our statistics could look better in terms of vaccination rates, and it's a great opportunity for anybody who wants to protect themselves or the people that they love who are at risk of COVID. So, but it is my favorite festival. I hope to see every one of y'all out there. So, thanks.
Thank you, Doc.
Yeah, I agree. It's a phenomenal, really cool festival. Thank you for the chamber for doing such a good job, and Sing River for providing this vaccination for everybody. Thank you for that. Is there anyone else who'd like to address the board for up to 3 minutes? All right. We will move on to Alderman's Forum. Mr. Gill.
Yeah, man, I want the board minutes to have, if I make a motion to, since we've only got 30 days left, to have the entire public works department in my ward for the next 30 days.
I've already been there for the
I've been there for the last 4 years.
I don't need a second.
Motion failed for lack of a second.
No, I don't have that back.
I got a couple things. Alan, for the Red, White, and Blue Festival, everything's ready. Y'all to go with it.
Yeah. We're gonna deliver it on Friday morning.
And then what about the Clydesdales?
Got all that lined up too.
You got all that?
We got the
Chick.
fishing rodeo tomorrow.
What about the big game fishing tournament weekend after next? They're not doing nothing in Ocean Springs?
No, they're gonna go to one of the restaurants. I think it's Mosaic, and they're gonna have a big thing there. Yeah, they're not gonna parade this year.
Okay.
They wanted to, but they didn't know where the COVID was
Just
gonna
trying
be,
to
so they
avoid
didn't
the
plan
fire
to do so.
drill.
Yeah, he really does like Ocean Springs, and if we had a big enough harbor where we could get those big boats in here, it'd be over here, I think. So, anyway, can I mention the thing about the fire department and you, Mayor?
Yeah.
Okay. When it comes to dark.
Okay. He's gonna do it under the mayor.
Oh, okay.
All right, and then, for the Marshall Park, there's, not Marshall Park, Freedom Field, there's 3 local nursing homes that are wanting to do a kickball tournament for charity on June the 26th. Did they need to file a special event?
I haven't seen one yet.
No, do they need to do that? for
Oh,
that?
it would be very nice to have it on file.
There's no rental fee for using that park, though, right? Okay.
No, but I can at least put it out there that it'll be closed for private or public
Yeah, can you
event.
mark that down, June 26th, and I'll get you the rest of the information, I'll forward you this email and stuff.
Yeah,
Yes,
that'd be
sir.
great.
Is that a Saturday, Rick?
Stephen will have to have something.
Oh, yeah, Steve, that's good.
I'll have to check with
Make sure it's not-
the group that's out there.
Well, if that one is used, can you
I'll find them somewhere.
find somewhere for him?
Yeah.
And we'll just let him do that.
Could you give me just email me a number and I'll get to be in touch with them.
All this.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Anyone want to make a motion for Ward 3, that's my ward. Public Works in Ward 3? They work enough.
I'll second you, Joe.
I just have one thing, Mary, just seemed to me, the Mary C is asking for authorization for beer and wine to be served for the crawfish and cornhole for classrooms fundraiser for the Ocean Springs Education Foundation. And they need us to allow them to have a temporary permit.
Yeah, from my understanding, they have already applied for it, the athletic foundation, or I don't know if it's the athletic foundation. Education. They've already applied for the permit, and this is a requirement that the property owner, which is the city, have us sign off on it. So this is pretty much what this is, and the letter has to state the location, who the owner is, the date, and the time. And so all we have to do is basically do a motion to authorize Shay and myself to sign this document, giving them permission to serve alcohol on the premises.
There you go. I'll make that motion. Second.
All right, motion, Mr. Cox, second, Mr. Gill.
Discussion,
Any further discussion?
they're gonna have police security for the liquor on the premises that night.
That'd be on the event
Do
application.
you know, Megan? did they
No,
figure
that's
out-
not the Mary C, that's a rental, I don't handle that one, but I can find out with Sarah.
Yeah, I haven't looked at
That
it.
event's in the front on the grass.
Right, but they still have to
Yeah.
have
Security.
Yeah.
They do.
serving alcohol.
Yeah, Stephen, do you know?
I do not, but if they can reach out, we can, Archie always lines it up for us, we'll be happy to do it.
It's this weekend.
This weekend.
Correct.
I do not know. Have we had meetings on it with my staff?
I have not been involved in this one, it came to me
Just came through
right
the
before
mayor's-
it came
just came
to
through the
Bob.
mayor's.
Big motion
I'll
to do.
modify your motion.
Well, it's coming quick, so yeah, that's.
I'll modify that to approve with, security for this weekend.
I'm not about that.
I'll check on it and make sure.
Motion modified by Mr. Cox, and second by Mr. Gill. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you for catching that.
That's it.
Allen Hunter Street, when Mallett paved it and it fell apart, where do we
Yep.
stand on getting that repaired?
I talked to Jonathan Baum last week, and he said he's gonna try to be over here this Friday, pull a measurement on it, and they're supposed to come back and re-mill it and re-asphalt. That's what he told me.
Excellent, okay, good. What about the cypress tree we were discussing?
Donnie went out and looked today, but he didn't give me back with a price yet. The cypress and the sycamore.
And that's grinding the.
Grind the stump on that cypress.
Excellent, excellent, good. One of those little small items that I saw today, at Seaside and East Beach, is a pretty bad rut there. That's where the trucks are coming in. Can we put something in there?
Yeah, I'll take care of it in the morning.
James, can you give us an update on the drainage, on the monster ditch drainage?
Yeah, we did get the permit last week.
Excellent.
And we're moving forward with the plans now that we know what the Corps, it's not actually the Corps, DMR, that's gonna let us do in there. So we're moving forward on getting those pulled together.
No holdups, nothing, it's on schedule.
No, it's on schedule, yeah.
Great. Thank you. That's all I have.
I did have just a couple of things down, if you don't mind backtracking. The mirror, Ricky, I don't know if anybody's contacted you about the mirror on the corner. The Villa asked, the one right out in front of the Villa.
I've already moved it both directions. What direction?
They're asking for it to be adjusted again, because they said you cannot see pulling out the traffic.
I mean, we've already, it's already been west, it's already.
Which
been
direction
east.
do they want to
They
see?
claim that the storm moved.
I'll have Tom check it tomorrow.
It's been moved.
UPS truck moved it one time.
This was just yesterday that
Yeah.
they brought this to my attention.
Okay.
So,
I mean, we just literally did this like
2 weeks ago.
not long ago.
I'll have Tom check it in the morning. That's the easiest way to do it.
And then also,
I'll park out in the road and I'll look, and when it's adjusted, you can see all the way past knuckleheads that way.
well, that way you can, now they're saying they can't see because.
We just need to get two.
That's
kind of
probably,
the request they
take it out of
have.
Bobby's Alderman fund, I paid for the last
We
week.
can, if you'll
put,
we can put two there.
I don't know if you can hang two there.
Anyway, there was also the pothole in Jackson, right there by the.
Right next to it, yep.
It needs to be smoothed back out.
Yep.
That's it.
Just let me know what you can do on that, Mayor.
I will. Me and Tom will go check it in the morning.
All right, Mr. Mannion.
That's all, sir.
Carolyn, got a lot of sidewalks sitting out there ready to be installed. What's the latest?
Well, for the phase 2, you mean
The bridge sections.
the bridge sections? BMA has been working with the different variables, and I know he's been talking to MDOT. We're still trying to determine what the best funding path is, if MDOT funds are going to work. I have a meeting with them tomorrow to kind of go over all of our projects, so hopefully I'll have some better, I mean, it's very possible that the MDOT funds are not cost effective.
We're in the ideal time to
Yes,
start this.
yes. So that's what I told him I needed some answers, and we're meeting tomorrow, so
Give me a brief update when y'all get done.
I will do that.
I need one of you guys to look back. I don't know when this would have been, but at some point, it's always been my impression that the stop sign, and Chief, you may know about this, the three-way stop at Fountain Blue Road and Old Spanish Trail, correct? County's always maintained it when they were knocked down, this and that. Had a discussion with Mr. Bostar today. He says, no, those belong to you guys.
We maintain them.
That's our intersection.
We put them up when they get knocked down.
I actually had Megan pull it up. I thought the intersection, or the city limit line was on the north side of the road, it's actually on the south. All this time I had no idea. So, we need to find out if that was done by ordinance when those went up at some point, or.
It was done immediately following Hurricane Katrina because of I think it was because of the detour issue or something was going on after Hurricane Katrina. And John McKay was the supervisor at that time. There was some urgent reason why we needed to do it. And several years later, he requested taking it down. And of course, that's a bad idea.
Right.
Don't ever remove stop signs. But I don't recall if the board made it by ordinance. It was around 2005, 2006.
If it wasn't, what I was getting at is we need to put that in as an ordinance if it wasn't. So do some research.
Do you want to make a motion for me to
No, I want
move forward with it contingent upon it being in the?
No, I just
or
want
not being there?
to get the research done first, and then we'll go in. There's a request for some additional. People want flashing lights out there on top of that, and I don't know if that's even doable there. There's power or whatever, but we'll look into that. Let's we'll see if we're legal on the stop signs and all that. Make sure that we're good there. That's what all I need, just to know if it's. Yes, call it. Last thing, Chief, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. I encourage anybody who hasn't been to the fire station and take a little quick tour of the new training facility. Go do so. It's very impressive, really neat structure. And I know we praise Chief McCoy for getting that on several occasions, but I just got to say it one more time because that's going to be a huge benefit for his department and other departments in the county who can come use that facility. So y'all go check it out. It's really cool. That's all I have.
In fact, y'all are going to dedicate that on the 7th?
On Monday.
Monday.
Monday, okay. And what time is it going to be, Chief?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. Yeah, that's, I was able to stop by the other day and take a tour. It's going to be a great benefit to not only our firefighters, but when the insurance rates are reduced, their insurance rating comes down on the citizens in general. And you were right, Chief, that stop sign was put out there for traffic control because middle school, right after Katrina, was an ice and supply distribution point.
That's correct.
And overnight, we saw them coming in. Overnight, the Gulf Park Estates Airport became a National Guard base. One day it was a private airport, the next day it had 3 gates, flagpole, tents as far as the eye could see, and a 2-star general stomping around barking orders and getting the job done. So they had to control the traffic in that area due to that base being there. But back to you, Miss Martin.
No, yes.
Did the drainage project go out for bid yet?
It will. It's scheduled to be advertised next week at first ad, and I think it's the first week in July. I don't have the date with me, but early July is when the bid opening will be due. So that's for all 3, the Fort Bayou drainage and water, and the Fort Bayou sewer, and the Parktown area improvements. So those will all be in the paper next week.
Okay, great. And I don't know, Alan, if it was you or Patty, or I'd asked a while back, we've had 2 years worth of paving that has not been striped. We need to get it striped. Has anybody put together, I don't know if we need to go out for bids on it or what we need to do. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure the county always took care of it, but I can call Jonathan tomorrow and find out where they're at and see what we need to do.
Okay, because last year's paving was not striped, none of this year's paving has been. We need to get that taken care of.
Like they found any ward when it comes to striping, they should turn it to Allen and go through it.
Yeah, we got the list of the roads that's been paved.
Very strict in that.
Well, it's the same list for the.
Yeah,
whatever the
we
last
have the
2
paving
years.
list.
Yeah, and I know it's not on the agenda, but we do have one small item for executive session, so make a motion to go into closed session.
Wait, just.
We got one line.
Yeah.
We do have one item for executive session, but.
Well, I have one thing I think I need to ask about too.
Go ahead.
So, we have 2 vehicles ready to pick up at, Jerry Dacos, not Jerry Dacos, sorry. Thank you, Crown Dodge. Yeah, and because the way we picked them up, we've got the invoices and stuff, but they didn't get on the docket. And so I was gonna get a motion to go ahead where we could pick them up this week, so they could go ahead and start marking them. One will be for Chief McCoy, and one will be for the upcoming mayor. That'll give them some time to put the stuff on them. But it didn't get on the docket, so I probably need a motion to go ahead and pick them up this week.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Gill. Seconded by Mr. Blackman. Any further discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. And then Chip, you, go ahead.
With the addition of the equipment at the fire department, we had planned to have a dedication of the unit, which I think is very nice. But we wanted to have hamburgers, hot dogs, or something for the kids if they came, and make it really nice. And we had a budget of $300. I thought it would be nice if each of the aldermen would pony up, and of course I'll pony up as the 8th alderman as much as you do for the $300.
So I just found out something a while ago, Chick. Someone had asked them about spending some board money tonight, and Nicole had looked something up. They can only spend 25% the last quarter. So for any of them that have spent $1,250 this quarter, they cannot. Now they can vote to pay it out of somewhere else if they want to.
Where would it come out of?
Yeah. You would need to make that finding.
Who's gonna cook?
Well, I think Chief McCoy and I talked about today just having a cake made and all instead.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me. It's really up to y'all what y'all want to do. You know, when this thing happened, it was kind of quick. We was approached, you know, and the question was asked, hey, you know, you want to have like hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff like that, do it around lunchtime. If that's the case, then my guys will cook it. That's fine. You know, we'll do whatever we need to do. You know,
I think it's a big deal to have that in the city.
yeah, my thing was, you know, I just personally, I don't have a mechanism to fund that. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where it.
So you're doing the
where we're
whole
at.
thing with $300, or are you talking about buying hamburgers and hot dogs?
Chamber's gonna help with it.
Chamber is, so I had talked with Cynthia, and like she's got certain things donated or whatever, but you know, $300 should be more than enough. It won't be no more than what we did like when the dog park. Remember when we did that? We cooked hot dogs and hamburgers at the dog park too. About the same thing. You know, so it's really, in my opinion, it's really up to y'all what y'all want to do.
You know, we're gonna have just a couple hour little event. I'm gonna have some guys doing some demos and stuff like that and showing whoever comes different things about the tower.
If it's just $300, can we just take it out?
Yeah, since I'm not sure exactly who spent what this quarter, and I didn't realize that, I would suggest if you guys want to fund that, we thought the chamber was funding it, somehow we got all crossed with that. You could take it out of, probably special projects in the mayor's office or something. Y'all just need to make that finding that Nicole's
Yeah,
using.
you don't need a motion, do you?
I think you do need a motion, because you're gonna have to
Take it out
make
of my
that
budget?
funding.
Take it out of my budget.
I'll make a motion to take it, how much you need, Chief?
300.
300 be more than enough.
300, take 300 out of mayor's
About
discretionary.
up to $300.
Up to 300, yeah.
And then make sure that it says to advertise the city resources.
Yes.
Motion on Mr. Gill, second on Mr. Bellman. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, and barring anything else, we have an item for executive session, so is there a motion to go into closed session?
Motion, yes.
Motion, Mr. Anthony, second, Mr. Cox, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We're now in closed session.
This will be less than 5 minutes.
Correct. Yeah, this is just a selective for professional services. Yeah.
Because I was sitting back there drawing it out. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, wait a minute, she just
Yeah,
wants
yeah.
qualifications.
Because we have lots of ideas on what, you know, it could be anywhere from simple, you know, some striping and some signage to use, because there's a lot of right-of-way that's not being used, you know, so there's a lot of opportunities for swing. Yeah. Make it into a gateway, like the Western Gateway. Kind of encourage people to enter there instead of coming down Washington. Nobody wants anybody else on Washington unless they're going there. You know, the locals all cut through there. Now we kind of like other people to do that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I can get those to you by then.
Yeah, and I'll, I don't have any cards with me, but I have your email address, so yeah. You know where to find me.
I don't go out much. Go see mom and dad.
I don't know, yeah. Sometimes they know where I am. They say they never know where I am, but, you know, I'm always here. Okay. I'll be in, I have a 9 o'clock virtual meeting.
No, I can't do anything.
Well, that's all I have to do, 9 to 10.
I'll give you a call. Okay. All right, I'll see you.
Yeah.
Mindy, what did you ever find out from Quentin? Did he come out and see you today?
The mic is still on. He's asking me Hey, Steven. He did.
So you're over to play.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. For Ward 1, I don't know, I guess it's gonna be on the next meeting. Yeah, I can't keep up with that, so. When do you guys usually? We meet, the planning commission meets the second Tuesday of every month. And it's always fun and entertaining. So, yeah. And I don't know, I can't remember, you know, which wards are coming up, so, I know 5 is one of them, but I think Ward 1. So it just depends, they'll look at, I know that there were a lot of applications, I didn't look at any of them, I just kind of sent them all. So, yeah, so that'll be on the next one. But even if, you know, there's always the historic commission and zoning board that always need people on it as well. So it's always fun to be involved. Yes. Okay, well.
I did listen to the zoning and the zoning appeals
Okay.
too.
And it may be that if that one doesn't become available on planning commission, that they'll tap for the other one. Because I know HPC, we always had, I don't even know if we ended up receiving any. I know at one point they were having trouble. It's always trouble to get people, again, that's only once a month, and sometimes they don't even meet in a month if we don't have any applications. There's always planning commission applications. So,
So we're going to have to fill it from the board?
that's just planning commission is they, because at one point it's like all but, I think the vast majority were all from a single board at one point. It got a tad politicized, so they decided that it was best to evenly distribute.
Yeah, we're good.
So they do their best. If nobody applies from that board, then they can look at other people. So I leave that to them. I'm like, as long as you make sure we got a quorum, I'm good. What's that?
The microphone.
Yeah.
Jam up?
Hold on.
Don't do that. I'm just talking about planning.
We got to get those.
Yeah, I think that's on the next.
What did you say?
Good luck.
Yeah. That's what happens.
Oh, here we go.
Hypothetically, I still win the election.
Because it's just one.
Hello.
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 Quiet, please. They're gonna come out before I get it out. Motion made by Mike Impey, seconded by Rob Blackman to stay in executive session to discuss potential litigation, court action to clean property located in Ward 6, as such will impede litigation efforts. And you can all leave, including me. No.
All right.
Make a motion to come out of executive session and open session. Mr. Mayor, when you get out of here.
Ooh, 45 minutes.
Motion by Andy, second by
Motion, Mr. Envy, second, Mr. Gill, come out of executive session and open session. No. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Now you can turn it.
Motion, Mr. Envy,
Now they
second,
can turn
Mr.
it off.
Blackman, all in favor? Aye. All opposed?
That